Hi, creative friends. This is Freya, and thank you so much for being here. So I allowed this to completely dry, and I have to tell you that I am absolutely loving this spread. And I don't know what I love more. Like, I'm obviously digging the orange blue combo. Like, this complementary color scheme is just totally my vibe. I love it. I love it. I love it. And I'm also really liking this unexpected pop of yellow over here. And this is all Connie's work right over here. And initially I thought I wanted to put a couple of coats of ultramarine blue in the background and have it be flat, but there are all these circles that Connie made, and she also made like marks over here, and I'm gonna bring this up closer. Now, unfortunately, it's a really gloomy day, and I don't have the light that I usually have, and I don't want to turn on my art lights. I have these overhead lamps, but I find that when I turn them on, it tends to flatten out the colors and distort them a little bit. So I'm hoping that this is gonna be a better situation, even though it is really gloomy. But I'm gonna keep all of these circles and marks that Connie made, and I think I'm gonna go over some of them with my Posca markers. And I also love the boldness of this lady. Like, I just love the way she's got her head tilted, and she's just taking up so much space, and I'm just loving it. I am absolutely just digging this whole spread. So what I'm gonna do is I am going to pencil in some facial features, and I'm just gonna use my blue Stabilo. I'm not gonna wet it right now because I just wanna make sure that I have the features the way I want them. And I think I'm gonna keep her eyes open. And one of the things I absolutely love about working in this way, and in Connie's book in particular, is how I get so much more adventurous. And like, I'm not even going for realism. I'm just wondering, like, how many rules can I break, kind of thing. And I don't even think I'm gonna give her any hair because, she's so sassy. She just wants to show up as she is, and I'm digging that. So, and I'm gonna put some ink here. The mouth is a little bit misplaced. And I'm curious about what kind of expression she's gonna end up having on her face, because she's just so bold and sassy. And so I wonder if that's gonna show up on her face. Okay. And let me see here with the lips. And I think I'm gonna like just kind of streamline her face a little bit here. she's got like an air of vulnerability, I feel, and I think that comes from her head being tilted. You know, like she's just, oh, I love this lady. She's just like, she's strong, but she's vulnerable. That's the way I'm kind of reading her anyways. And I'm just going to kind of use my Pitt pen. It's by Faber-Castell and it's P-I-T-T. I really love these pens. It's got a brush tip. And we have to give her some eyebrows, I'm thinking. So one of the greatest takeaways, the biggest takeaways from this particular spread is that when we are working in a book like this, and I'm learning this myself, is, you know, we can work in so many different ways. Like up to now, I've been working from the perspective of I want to retain, you know, 40 to 60% of what's already on the page. But with this spread, I'm kind of going more for the composition, and I'm injecting so much of my own work onto the spread. And you know, we can do this for all of the elements. Like you can pick color, or you can pick line, or you can pick composition, for instance, or values, and you can just retain those parts and work over top of everything else. And you can learn a lot by working in that way as well. Like there's just, you know, no end to how we can work using somebody else's art and incorporating that into our work. And I think what I'm going to do is I am going to go over some of this yellow because I just wanted to have a little bit more definition here. And I'm just gonna, like, I'm gonna retain Connie's bright yellow, but I'm also gonna, like, this is kind of a more richer marigold kind of a yellow, which I love. And I'm really loving this. Oh, I'm just, you know, when I did my first video, I said, you know, I'd laid out some colors and I said, but I have to come up with more colors than what I had on my palette. And I'm just loving this yellow. It's just giving so much life to this spread. And I'm just gonna kind of, and I think what I'm gonna do is just pick a few colors here. Let's go with this lighter blue, and I'm gonna follow Connie's lines here. Ooh, I'm really loving this. So I don't know if that's popping enough though. Okay, I'm liking that. And it's just kind of like, you know, just making this page really energetic. Like there's just so much energy here. So let me see here. And I think I'm gonna and I don't want to fuss too much with the face. I just want to kind of leave it in that, you know, kind of like unfinished look, I guess. You guys, I am so loving this spread. And I think I'm going to call this done. And I'm really digging it. I'm just loving so much about this. And there we go. So if you've watched all the way to the end, thank you so much. And I hope that if you are working in a book like this, you know, it doesn't have to be this particular book, but I hope that this has given you some ideas about how to work just in a little bit of a different way. So thank you so much for watching all the way to the end, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye.